Okay, now I'm educating people from my the master mimic class, which the effects of it I chose to call the genie effect. I'm being mimicked. So I start projecting out words, thoughts. I start talking to certain people, committing myself to certain actions. It's going to be mimicked back to me, and I created that. Back in June of 2016, I created the manipulation sense of it and called it the genie effect. And I experimented with multiple different manipulations of the mimic effect. And basically, I'm going to teach people how you can alter the psychological operations that are being done against you through the gang stalking, and then you can sort of have control of them. Right, and you become responsible for them. They're somewhat like possessions. So, in a sense, I sensitize the psychological operation as to how they're going to mimic me. So at first they're confused as to what I'm doing, the things I'm saying, the people I'm interacting with. Then they become aware of it. Then I sensitize them to it. Then they start mimicking it back to me. And so now I've taken over the mimic effect. Now that does not mean that they're not going to have intentions of using it in sort of an invasive way. Of course, that's what they do. That's their job. It's psychological harassment, right? But I'm trying to take hold of this orchestration and claim ownership of it as a possession, and so that's what. And so then you learn to balance that. Then you have another psychological operation that you take hold of. You learn to balance that. I gave the example of speaking on Chinese women, where I'll just one day, I don't really feel like right now, but the last couple of days I'm talking about Chinese women. There's one day I'll wake up, I'll just keep talking about Chinese women. I'll just start going over people's houses, like, man, who do you know who's Chinese? And I'll start going to massage parlors and stuff. I'll start calling women and finding women who are Chinese. I'll just keep expressing it for like weeks and weeks, like 3 weeks is every single day if I have to. They've already started to do it, actually. When I was hiking the other day, they had a couple Asian girls already, just for me talking about it a little bit on the internet. Like, it's that quick. Usually it's the same day. But if I start doing, if I just go on a trip for like 3 weeks, if I just go on the Chinese girl trip for 3 weeks and just be sitting there talking about Chinese girls for 3 weeks and running around Chinese massage parlors, it's over with. Like, for us this summer, it'll just be nothing but Chinese girls following me around. Literally, the networking of the gang stalking will orchestrate itself through technological means and through the liaisons who are on the streets recruiting people, and they'll literally have a network of Chinese women following me around. And so one of the cool things about this is it exists, and you create that orchestration, but then taking ownership of the orchestration, you decide how you're going to respond to that orchestration after you create it. So if I'm saying, now I'm attracted to Asian women, so strongly, so I may say, well, you know, I like some of these Asian women, and I start smiling at them, they start smiling back, and so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, had this orchestration not been going on, I wouldn't have nearly a great selection of Asian women to engage with in person. Like, I live in Michigan, in an area where there's not many Asian people. So through the networking of the gang stalking, it's created a format for me to meet meet Asian women in person, networked and financed through the gang stalking. So it's a neutral situation. A lot of them, I don't know. I'd have to go up to them and speak to them, wave at them, start talking to them, be friendly, and then see where it goes. You know, might meet some new friends. Who knows? So there's two aspects to that. You create, you change a mimic effect. You create the orchestration. You may just want to watch your orchestration. Sometimes it's really magic. Sometimes I don't like to get involved with my orchestrations. I just like to watch my orchestration from a distance. Other times I like to get involved with the orchestration. And then that comes in with the color coding. So the orchestration of the Chinese women may take on orange, or it may take on a certain color, and that gets more, this gets more intimate. Whereas, so, you know, it's cool, it's creative. It's like Sim City. It's like creating a small city, like creating small communities. And the people who are the people who organize stuff like that, they're really good at it. So I just leave it in their hands. You know, I just show what I want, and they mimic it back to me in a hostile way to disturb me. But nevertheless, they still mimic it back, and then I recreate it and keep moving in little orchestrations. And so then I decide, you know, if I end up talking to them or whatnot, it's pretty cool. And a lot of people see, they're constantly looking to invade your mind. If you've been getting gang stalked for a long time, and people are using these multiple people to follow you because of how they look and wear certain colors, that's the sensitization of it, and that's actually a form of mind control, and a loose form of it. It's not the equivalent of taking you into a laboratory and giving you electrical shock and doping you up on Thorazine and LSD and holding you down and playing the same phrases back to you 1,000 times. You know what I mean? They're not doing all that, but it's pretty equivalent. You know, it's a lighter equivalency to it. It's a lighter version of it. So they're not going to do a Sirhan on you, but you'll mess with your head if you're not careful. So you take responsibility for these orchestrations, and you recognize them and you identify them. But before you get to that point, all honesty, before you get to that point, you're going to have to get in the habit of speaking to people who are gang stalking you. You don't have to do that to experience this master mimic class. This is the gang stalking. I dubbed this the gang stalking string theory. When I was talking about the strings, that's how it looks. When the people are doing the gang stalk assignments and they're driving and they're walking, I know that they're people, but they're being networked there through their greed for money or through their participation, their work detail. However they got there, they participated, but they look like, literally when they move and they walk, they look like they're on strings. That's how they look. That's how I know people are gang stalkers. I can tell by the way they're moving their body around. They look like they're on strings, right? And so I just sit there and watch. I'd be like, man, the string people. I can tell by their movements. They look like they're breakdancing. That's how they look when they walk. They look all stiff. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? They said go over here and do this. Blah, blah. They're thinking too much. Right? They just look. They're not fluent. I just say they look like they're on strings. So I dubbed this the gang stalking string theory. It's gonna be dope too. It's gonna be dope. Watch. And so this is the master mimic class. And so this time we're going for the Chinese women. I'm going to write this down so I can keep up with people. Well, I'll just put Asian women. Asian women. So Jamil Summer is going to be Asian women. I mean, we're going to go hang out with some, I guess. I know, that sounds pretty cool. I'm down. I'm down. Asian women. I know how to use chopsticks and everything. Asian women are cool. I even know some martial arts. I know Wing Chun. You know the straight line, Wing Chun? The shortest distance between 2 points is always a straight line. I know. I used to have friends that were Asian growing up. I know Kung Fu and everything. Asian women. Asian women. I even speak some Asian. I can speak Japanese. Konnichiwa. And ichi ni sanyan go ruku nana hache ju kyu ju eji you ni. But I know never call a Japanese person stupid. You say baka, stupid, that's the worst thing you can do. You ever call a Japanese person stupid, you're gonna have a fight on you. That's very disrespectful in their culture. So Asian women. We're gonna mimic the Asian women back. We're gonna get that. Then what we're going for is to alter the way they dress. So not only Asian women, but eventually, can we get it into Asian women wearing like 70s clothing? Ooh, have some Enter the Dragon type stuff going on. I like that. Only a real master can do something like that. And this is time and space type of stuff. This is like the Matrix for real, because I'm literally projecting a mimic effect to put people on the streets at certain times. It's a lot of responsibility. So Asian women, 70s clothing. That sounds pretty good. It sounds fair, doesn't it? Asian women, 70s clothing. I'm with that. I'll stick to it. That's something I'm going to stick with. And so I'm going to be I'll be going to Chinese restaurants. Nin hao. I speak some Chinese too. I'll be going to Chinese restaurants. And I love eating Chinese food. I know I use chopsticks. I love chopsticks. And so I'll be going there and I'll be hanging out, meeting new Chinese people, Asian people. I mean, not just Chinese people, but, you know, Asian people with Laotian, Cambodian, Filipino, whatever, Thai, whatever. And so Asian. And then eventually we're going to sensitize the mimic effect to Asian women. And then we're going to put a 70s thing on it. And so have the Asian women wearing 70s clothes. Well, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool. I like I like watching videos of the Vietnam War. So it'd be so cool if I had some Vietnamese women are pretty too, aren't they? Some Vietnamese women wearing 70s clothes. That's pretty cool concept. And this is going to be for the people who have been getting gang stalked for a long time and know what it is and aren't as angry about it. Usually the people who have a short attention span, they're just like, God damn it, fuck it, I can't take this bullshit anymore, these motherfuckers. Those people are never going to make it in the Master Mimic class. You got to have patience and you got to be calm. You can't be angry. I don't like that. People who get gang stalked, I counsel those people all the time. I understand where they're coming from. It's natural to be angry because that's what gang stalking is set up to do. But you have to have patience and you have to be tranquil and you have to be calm and you have to go with the flow of the universe. You have to be in balance to use these effects, you know. And the mimic effect is running. They're watching you 24/7. Like just me on this video right now. There's somebody out there watching through his webcam, through his IP address. Probably 1 million people. But like the Truman Show, right? But so Asian women, 70s clothing. So the orchestrators of it, they'll create that effect. I'm gonna keep this for good luck. I found this. I know a woman gave this to me. I'm not Christian, but a woman gave this to me. I'm not religious either. I'm not Muslim, I'm not Jewish, I'm not nothing. But somebody gave this to me, and so I carry it like I'm gonna keep this. It's not real. It's not real now, of course. But looks like they got our own little pinball Cracker Jack box machines. But usually I just give stuff to this. Like I have little bracelets and trinkets, and sometimes I'll just give them to people. Like I'll walk up to people and give them like a bracelet. I remember one time I was out eating, I gave this woman a nice bracelet for she was working there. For an order, why you give this to me? I'm like, oh. Sometimes I give stuff to people. I just walk up to people, give them like crystals and stuff like that. Or what else did I give them? Whatever, man. Like, you know, whatever they want. I just give the people stuff. Walk up to people, like, hey, you want this? You want this? You want that? You need a pen? You need a pencil? And people be like, why are you doing this? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Know, you want something? And so somebody gave this to me, and I looked at it as like the cause and effect of karma. It came back to me out of the universe. All right, so Asian women, 70s clothing. We're gonna stick with that. And so the Master Mimic class is really fun. It's really cool and it's really fun. It's gonna be really laid back. And basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna counsel people over the phone for like an hour or 2 hours, and I'll just keep making videos on it, and I'll have to film some of it too. So I'll have my camera more, and there'll probably be some cool Asian women, and I'll see if they'd be open to talking to them. I can film them, we can talk and stuff and hang out. I'm definitely going to the massage parlor. That's for sure. Alright, so check this out. Psychopathological, psychophysiological. Those are okay. Psychopathological, psychophysiological. Now these are sciences, right? This is color perception. How red makes people nervous, green is passive. Studying atmospheric electromagnetic activity, air ionization, extra low frequency waves. I'm studying a bunch of stuff. See, I'm using brainwave optimization techniques and mixed with studying neuro-linguistic programming, and behavioral science. Like I'm studying those slowly but surely right now. But at the same time, I'm using other, I'm teaching people about the mimic effect, teaching people how to approach the gang stalkers and talk to them, teach people how to talk about the gang stalking, crisis counseling. Also, you can network through me. If you don't know anybody, if you're being gang stalked and you don't know anybody who's being gang stalked, I can juice you into my little network. Like I got a bunch of people who are always like, hey, Jamil. And so I sit there and I talk to them for 10, 15 minutes, and sometimes we do 3-way calls. And we do like 20-minute calls. Sometimes they turn into hour-long calls. And, so sometimes they've been like 5-6 hour-long calls. And people just kind of come in, and it's a little network. And so I try to get people to meet. Now it's at the point, I'm not selfish. I'll show you other people. Trade emails, trade phone numbers. You can get research information from me. Like, I'm familiar with the old MK Ultra projects. And a lot of people struggle with their mind, right? They need help. They're saying, there's people who contact me who are MK Ultra survivors as well. And then there's people who just want more information, packets of information on gang stalking, packets of information on mind control. They want to take responsibility for their own mind. And I'm all for that. If you like it, I love it. So, and then we'll be looking into, there's a science to it. Now, the mimic effect, is cool. And then I talked recently about technological, social, emotional stalking. So eventually, I'll create a bunch of Chinese women. I'll create a bunch of Asian women to manifest through the mimic effect, and then the concept of the technological, social, emotional stalking. They'll say, "Oh, Jamil, he likes this one," and the woman will, if the woman, and especially if the woman likes me and starts talking to me, they'll want her to participate in more gang stalking assignments. It'll get to a thing to where then they'll try to create a little orchestration with the Asian girl driving in the car with different guys, or guys following her, and other Asian girls that look specifically like that Asian girl, and then they'll be trying to mess with my little orchestration and stuff. But it's all good. I'm not tripping. They're paying for it. I can't be mad at them. I don't got the money to pay for it. I barely got enough money just to get myself something. I'm hungry right now. I don't got any money. Physiological psychology, the sub of psychology that studies the neural mechanisms of behavior through the direct manipulation of neural tissue and experiments. Behavioral neuroscience, scientific study of the neural basis of behavior and mental states. The mental functions. They're going to do the mental functions. And Asian women are cool. All men like Asian women, whether they say it or not. All Asian women are mysterious, like Asian women. I'll tell you how I feel about it. Asian women are mysterious because it's an Eastern philosophy, and I can tell by looking at them that they have something that the women I know don't have, or they just have it different, I guess. I don't know, but there's just something mysterious, mystical and mysterious about Asian women. And I'll just be sitting there like, oh, okay. And they're just their personality, they're cool. I'm talking about women straight from the far, they're real cool, they're relaxed. Asian women are usually just cool people. They're just, a lot of them are smart too. A lot of them get really good scores in school and stuff. That's what I need. I'm not that smart. I need a woman who's smarter. She's not smarter than me. There's something wrong. I need help. All right, whatever. And all my notes are messed up. Like all my, I'm serious. I got problems. All my notes, look at all my notes are messed up. Like all my notes are mixed up. Look, see my, people watching. Pre-Soviet occult war revolution. 1917, pre-Soviet occult war. What was I doing on that one? I don't know what I was doing on that one. Pre-Soviet occult war revolution. I was looking at Soviet occultism or pre-Soviet occultism. It's a subject that a lot of people don't get into. Huh. All right, so it's going to be the master mimic, and then I'll teach people along with the master mimic class. I'm going to be teaching people about stalking technology, and I always use a woman. There was this woman. She was like real skinny, and she had red hair. She was cool too, and she taught me about stalking technology, about the Google Map apps. I was dating her for a couple months, and she was pretty cool. But she taught me about all this stuff, and it always if it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't have nearly the awareness I have. Like me meeting her probably saved somebody's life, literally, just on the advice that I had. Yeah, so I know a little bit about the networking of it just from watching it. It's so funny, the first stage, confusion stage, distraction stage, sensitization stage, and confusion actually can be broke down into delirium, kind of like delusional. And so somebody going through gang stalking in the confusion stage, they probably look pretty tripped out. And then I'm available for a lot of other stuff. I'm available for, I know people who can do really good astrology readings, and not just astrology as in when you were born, but I can actually help you find out what the stars were above you, the location you were born, and the date you were born at. So if you were born a certain year in a certain location, we can find out what constellations were directly above you when you were born. But in general, I know a lot of people who are good at astrology, numerology, channeling, Kabbalah, anything esoteric, right? Lucid dreaming, astral projection, etheric travel, especially like parallel realities, like extra-dimensional, quasi-dimensional, pan-dimensional, multi-dimensional, these different concepts. I can help you work through those. So I have a lot of insights when it comes to a lot of different things, not just gang stalking. Alright, so then we're going to be talking about, okay, I forgot another subject. Dating, relationships and gang stalking. That's going to be that's going to be a big aspect of the mimic effect. I don't think relationships, I'm going to write this down, gang stalking. If somebody is being gang stalked, especially, like I am, if you're being gang stalked at a decent level, mine's pretty high, really high. Relationships and gang stalking, that is synonymous in some way to the mimic effect, because you're not going to be able to be around somebody or hang out with somebody without them being approached to gang stalking. If they're not going to be doing it, then they're going to be finding people that look just like that person. And if they do get that person and do it, they're still going to have other people who look like that person. If that makes sense. So you'll have that one person Then there'll be like 5 different people who look like them participating in it. More than that, but 5 main people. Then they'll have the general pool of people who don't even know what gang stalking is, in some way ultimately mimicking it anyway. But you'll have that one main person and 5 people. They'll be gang stalking you. You'll have 5 other people that look like them. Then they may pair that person up with somebody else, and then they may pair those 5 people up with 5 people who look like the person that they paired the main person up with. So the main person, 5 people that look like them. Then if they pair that person up, and they might pair the person up multiple times with multiple different people, so you have multiple reflections of that pair up. So that's like automatically, without just with one pair, you know, that's 12 people. So you're talking about one main person, 5 people that look like them. You're talking about an opposite, a pair up, then 5 people that look like that person. Then you're speaking. Then you're speaking about if that person loses, if that person that they're paired up with, the person that they pair up just says like, you know, fuck this, I'm not doing it no more, and leaves. Then there's gonna be, excuse my language, I mean that's what happens. Then there's gonna be another person that comes in, and 5 more people to mimic it. So you're like talking, my God, you're like talking about all these fucking people getting mimicked constantly. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about all these people getting mimicked constantly. It's crazy. I'll just sit there like, whoa, like it's like that movie, The Lawnmower Man. That's what it's like. It's like that movie, The Lawnmower Man. I'll just sitting there like, whoa, what's going on over here? And then you're talking, that's just one orchestration. Then there's multiple other orchestrations. Man, this is like, for real. This is getting into the level to where we're gonna have to like get out a chalkboard. This is getting into the realm of science, literally. That's where this is going. This is going into the realm of science. It is. This is going, because there's technology being used, a great level of technology. There's money, there's sophistication. I mean, you're talking about people's perceptions of themselves, people's perceptions of reality. This is like psychiatry mixed. This is like psychiatry mixed with like it's like psychiatry mixed with quantum physics or something. Like that's the realm it's going into. Like you're literally talking about changing somebody's whole reality for long stages of time, not just for a couple days. You're talking about like this goes on with people for years. This is some deep. This is like Lawnmower Man type stuff. This is some deep stuff. It's deep. But I took the education. I hit the books. I hit the books. I took the educational route. So I'm not tripping. Yeah, I took ownership of it. Wow, man. And so it gets to the point to where before I go and speak to somebody, I got to think in my mind, my God, do I want that person to be mimicked back to me like 10 different times? And so it makes you careful about who you want to communicate with. It's like, man, if I go talk to that person and it turns out, you know, then like 20 people that look like that people will be following me around everywhere. It's like, what the fuck? I don't want, you know what I mean? So it makes you more, like, makes you take things more seriously. It's crazy is what it is. Alright. I got a lot of concepts. I got some stuff I haven't even come out with yet. My stuff's gonna be hard. My stuff's coming out hard, boy. My stuff's like the Lawnmower Man when it comes out. Oh. I'm like, my stuff's gonna be like the Rain Man. My stuff's gonna be hard like the Rain Man. I'm gonna be using the Rain Man in my videos. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be taking I'm gonna be editing pictures of Tom Cruise with the Rain Man, and I'm gonna be editing it into my videos. So people are going to be saying that's what I'm going to be doing. My stuff's hard like the Lawnmower Man and Rain Man. So my email address is rareartofsociety@gmail, R-A-R-E, rare art, A-R-T, of O-F society, SOCIETY, @gmail.com. And that's just what we're doing now. So, and I got a feeling. Hell, I'll narrate this video real quick before I go. Man, this movie, this song right here is from a movie called Wait Until Dark. This is a really good movie with with Audrey Hepburn and Alan Arkin, and it's a really good movie. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. Called Wait Until Dark. And one of the guys in the movie used to be a comedian too, a heavyset guy that played the part of one of the detectives in the movie, and heavyset guy. That was a funny, sophisticated. Listen to that music. Look how it flows. That's Henry Mancini. He did the Pink Panther, Breakfast at Tiffany's, a whole bunch of stuff. Sophisticated strategy. The gang stalking string theory. The mimic effect masterclass. Oh, that's hard right there. That's hard right there. That is hard. So you got the string theory, Albert Einstein and all that stuff, or whatever they're doing. I would say the gang stalking string theory. That's hard. That's hard right there. That's harder than John Wayne. Gang stalking string theory. People get communications to their phone and they get rewards and stuff just to follow me around and show up and stuff. Chinese women and people showing up. They don't even know who they are or what they're doing there. They just show up like, oh, somebody gave me a prepaid credit card to show up, and they don't even know, like, yeah, I've been sitting here talking for like, you know what I mean? It's crazy because I'm talking about the people and I'm pulling the mimic effect in, and then I'm altering time and space, and they're getting pulled out of where they are to be put to where it's crazy. It's crazy. The gang stalking string theory. Masterclass on the mimic effect. Telling you, that masterclass on the mimic effect is going to be hard. That masterclass on the mimic effect is going to be hard when it comes out. That's going to be harder than Mortal Kombat when it comes out. I'll never forget the way how it looks when people do the gang stalking. They look like string people. I don't ever take any of it seriously. I know what it is. So I'm coming out of that, the Jamil's masterclass on the mimic effect. cool too. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. There's gonna be Asian girls and stuff. I was watching this movie, these people in Vietnam, and it was this young guy. He was like 19. It was this young guy. He had blonde hair and stuff. This young white guy, and he was recruited into Vietnam, and he didn't even look like he got drafted. He looked like volunteered. He was having so much fun, and he was in the Vietnam War, and it was real Vietnam footage. And I was telling by looking at him, like, man, he probably grew up watching John Wayne, and he had a little grenade launcher, and he was in Vietnam, and he was shooting it into the trees, and he was smiling when he did it. And I was like, man, I wish I could have been there with him. Like, just the way it looks so, I'm gonna put a link up. It was so cool, man. That's what made me want Chinese. That's what made me start thinking of Asian women when I saw that. Ever since I seen that, you know, not that there's nothing good about anybody getting hurt or nothing like that, but you could tell by looking at him, he grew up watching John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and the way he was shooting the grenade launchers in the trees. And he was just blowing, like, he was like, oh man, I was just at home, you know, now I'm in the jungle blowing shit up, hanging out with Asian women, having fun, running around in helicopters and stuff, blowing shit up, spraying machine guns in the jungle. It was the real Vietnam footage, not that modern day, up to date popcorn history channel type stuff. He had the good stuff on it. Whoever uploaded it to the YouTube, and ever since I seen that, I was like, man, that'd be so nice. Be hanging out over there in the village with some of those Vietnamese women, laying back, no gang stalking, nothing. But so much tripped out stuff's happened to me. It's like even seeing things like that look good. Like, who the hell would want to be someplace like that? Even that stuff looks good to me after everything that's happened to me. But alright, so we're gonna do the Master Mimic class. We're gonna sum it up. We're gonna keep that going. All that stuff going. And there's people donating too. There's people coming through. A good woman's helping me write a book, and people have been coming through with money. I got people writing books and stuff now, and there's a book coming. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Somebody's writing a book for me about the confusion stage, distraction stage, sensitization stage, sound and sight with the audio and visuals. The Master Mimic class I'm going to have there. Then I'm going to have case studies of the different people who've gone through gang stalking, the different personalities I came across. It'd be nice to have like a series of them, you know, so people can read them on like Kindle or something. It might take a long time to get that. Yeah, I'm gonna be an author. It's gonna be cool. I'm trying to think. Damn, if I had my phone, I could be calling people up right now and get some three-way going. Yeah. I keep feeling like I'm forgetting something before I close off. Oh, I know what I'm about to do. I'm about to go through my comments and start reading my comments. I'm going to start reading my comments to people. Because I don't even like to respond, so sometimes I just read them, so Damn, I don't want to print that comment. Ooh, what was that? Alright, hold on a second. Somebody said, nice hat. Fuck these comments. I'm not about to do them. But so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm coming back out with some more stuff on the masterclass, and then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do a counseling session on the masterclass and explain to somebody for about 20 minutes to an hour, and then put it up so people can hear. And every masterclass, like, see, you can't, you can get the interpretation of it, of how to do it, and you might not need any assistance at all, but it may be something you might be struggling with, and you may need assistance, and so that's what I'm here for. And if you want to donate, you can. Like, if you want to donate $10 or $5, $100, a sovereign nickel, a screaming dime, a wobbly, what? Damn, somebody keeps blowing my phone up. But you can donate and help out. You can be a part of the change, For real. If I have $5,000, man, somebody that sent me 5 cheekbones, boy, there'd be people's lives would be getting saved all over the world, forever, for real. Somebody donated people's lives would be getting saved forever, like for real, forever.